Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Avalon the Fae. Last time we got to the city of Salisbury, we learned that fairies imitate humans for entertainment. Oops, before I turn off the fan. We met with Aurora, or we learned that Atira? I pronounced it before, what the hell was I saying? Artoria Caster, is the chosen child, or the child of prophecy, but she doesn't feel like she is. God damn it, Axel. Or Aurora doesn't believe in her, and Oberon is in a shit ton of debt, because that's just a guy he is. Anyways, let's continue with more story. So she wants us to get rid of the calamity in Norwich. Huh. I didn't think she'd be the one to bring that up. What is the calamity in Norwich? I don't know much about these calamities either, since I've never seen one for myself, but I've heard plenty of stories. Apparently, they're a kind of natural disaster that befalls Fairy Britain every 100 years. I've heard about these calamities too, and I've also already told Beryl Draco about them. Did she? Norwich is a port town in eastern Britain, and apparently it's been showing signs that it'll be the home of the next calamity for a few months now. They say there's a ton of black soot rising into the air that's gathered above it like rain clouds. Aurora said she'd permit us to ring the bell as long as we can resolve this calamity, right? So we need to disperse these clouds of soot, huh? Unfortunately, I've never learned any magecraft that could do that. Well, that's okay. Norwich is a tall enough order that I think we can forget about it for the time being. Right now, our top priority is finding Mash. And now that Aurora is helping us do that, we should receive some word of her whereabouts in a few days. So all you guys need to do is wait at the inn until then. Then again, doing nothing might not be the best use of our time, huh? Okay, I'll send you a list of things you can do to earn money and gather information later then. Are you going off on your own again? Well, you know, I thought about what Coral said, and I probably should see about paying my tabs before I start racking up more. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you all again in 3 days. There. That should get them to rest up in... Oh, well. There. That should get them to rest up in Salisbury at least a little more. Meanwhile, I got my work cut out for me. First, I'll need to go find out what's going on in Norwich. Oh, welcome back, Blanca. How's the situation up north? How far have... I want to believe this is Welsh. Knocknow Labs. Forces advanced. Huh? Another child of prophecy has shown up there? I definitely wasn't expecting that. Ensel didn't say anything about there being 2 of them in her prophecy. This puts Alteria in an even more precarious position. I thought I'd have more time. Yes, of course. Alteria is the real child of prophecy. That much was never in doubt. But it won't matter who the real one is. What matters will be who the fairies believe is the real one. Still, it's not all bad. Let's focus on the silver lining here. A false child of prophecy in the north is bound to draw Morgan's attention. Which means Alteria and Barrel Draco should be safe for now. They'll give me time to ensure they grow stronger. They're not ready for Norwich. They need to experience Britain for themselves, and to gain the power to adapt to and conquer its challenges. Do we really have time for that, you say? Haha, you're a tough crowd, aren't you, Blanca? But you have to take your time with the opening act. That's how it is for us. That's how it was for us at first too, remember? Something wrong, Altria?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I was just nervous, since I'm not used to speaking with the head of the entire clan. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I've got a lot on my mind. I think I'm just going to turn in for the night. Let's meet up here again tomorrow morning, okay? Bye for now. Looks like we'll have to readjust our perceptions of her, too. Come on, Barrel Draco, Tristan, let's head back to our room. We should talk about our next moves while it's still safe to do so. Okay, that's everything that's happened so far in a nice, tidy report. It's all yours now, Typhon. Take it away, my little familiar. There, that takes care of our report to the storm border. We should hear back from them in about 2 days. Now, let's go over everything we've learned so far. That said, our main topic isn't Morgan, but
the child of prophecy who's supposedly going to defeat her, right?
Yep! The truth is, we've been dropping our guard around her a little too much. At first, we thought it was just a coincidence that she shared a name with King Arthur, and didn't think about it any further. But we can now see for certain that she is this Lost Bell's King Arthur. I'm sure I don't need to remind you two that Claudia already confronted the legends about King Arthur in the Sixth Singularity. But I still think it's worth our time to quickly refresh our memories of these legends, just so we're all on the same page. The legend of King Arthur takes place in the 5th century, a time when Britain was in great turmoil. It began with the collapse of the Continental Empire, with the empire no longer keeping Britain safe. It came under frequent attack by the Saxons, a foreign enemy who crossed the sea to attack British shores. At the time, Britain was an island nation ruled by many different clans and those clans' kings. While there was always constant squabbles between the clans, there was also a war with the Picts up in the north, where the clan's kings agreed to work together. But one king created an irreparable rift in this alliance. He used the other clans for his own ends, with the goal of ultimately uniting all of Britain. His name was Vortigern. He was said to be the avatar of a white dragon born from Britain itself, made to bring it to ruin. Vortigern invited the Saxons to the Isle, throwing it into chaos. Londinium, the fortress city that served as the heart of Britain during the Empire's reign, was destroyed. Vortigern was then defeated and killed Uther Pendragon, the greatest king in all of Britain. And so, Britain entered a dark age, a time where none of the island could escape its imminent destruction. However, hope still remained. King Uther's most trusted aide, Merlin, the great mage who had long kept Britain safe, told people that this, too, was all part of the prophecy. King Uther
has already chosen his successor. They shall be the next king. Whoever draws the sword of selection from this stone shall be Britain's king.
Many knights tried their hand at drawing the sword, but none of them succeeded. It was only once the knights had all left, convinced that the sword of selection was no more than a delusion, that a young squire of 15, a boy who had been raised without ever knowing he was King Uther's son, came and drew the sword from the stone with no one there to bear witness. The sword was Caliburn. And that boy did indeed go on to become the king of Britain. Arthur Pendragon, the knight among knights. Or as we know her, Altria Pendragon. After announcing himself as King Uther's successor, King Arthur assembled the lords of Britain and led them to 12 magnificent victories against the Saxons. In doing so, he proved himself an invincible king, the undefeated king of knights. But unbeknownst to him, the Saxons weren't his only enemy. The greatest threat the king of knights faced came from within his own family. Vortigern, the avatar of the White Dragon, who defeated King Arthur's father, Uther, and brought Britain to his knees. Morgan, the fairy queen who declared it was Britain's very will that she become his ruler. Morgan's machinations succeeded in robbing the king of knights of Caliburn, but the fairies gave him an even greater sword. That sword was Excalibur, a sacred sword forged within the planet's inner sea. In the world of magecraft, it's considered a divine construct, an ultimate weapon meant to destroy that which threatens the very planet. In laying claim to the sacred sword, King Arthur became Britain's savior in both name and deed. After a climactic battle with Vortigern in the ruins of Londinium, King Arthur, with the help of from the fairies, built the towering White Castle of Camelot. Lords from all across the Isle came to Camelot to serve the King of Knights. They became the Knights of the Round Table, where all were treated as equals. It's a bit odd telling the story with Tristan here, but this is how the Knights of the Round Table were formed. Lancelot, the knight from France, blessed by the Lady of the Lake. Gawain, the heir of Orkney, blessed by the sun. Tristan, the nephew of Duke Cornwall, and the Prince of Tragedy. You, are also said to be the symbol of the Romantic period.
That's right. Those are the proud Knights of the Round Table, my cherished friends who filled its 13 seats. Sturdy Percival, clever Kay, loyal Belvedere, earnest Gaheris, kind-hearted Gareth, Agravin, the Enforcer, Palamedes, the Duelist, Tacturn Mordred, and the greatest knight of all, chosen by the Holy Grail, Galahad the Revelation. In addition to King Arthur, the first seat, you could also count King Pellinore, King Arthur's trusted advisor, and Boris, the future 11th seat, for 15 in total. At any rate, those are the Knights of the Round Table I knew when they were at their peak.
Yeah, the Knights of the Round Table peak is also the happiest time in the legend of King Arthur. While other problems would present themselves in the quest for the Holy Grail, and in the decisive battle against the Picts and the Saxons, it was the affair between Lancelot and Guinevere, King Arthur's queen, that changed things forever. Once their affair came to light, the Knights of the Round Table became shadows of their former selves. During an expedition to the Roman Empire, Mordred took advantage of King Arthur's absence and staged a rebellion. That was the beginning of what would later be known as King Arthur's final battle, the Battle of Camlan. It was in this battle that King Arthur drew his final breath. Belvedere has personally returned the sacred sword to the fairies. And the final chapter of ancient Britain's history was concluded. After that, King Arthur's body was brought to Avalon, the paradise at the world's end, by the fairies of the lake, as the future king who would one day return to life. And that's the quick and dirty version of the Legend of King Arthur. Thanks for listening.
Wow, it's already nighttime.
So, with all that in mind, let's get back to the British Lost Belt. In proper human history, King Arthur drew the sword of selection while he was still an unknown boy. And amidst the hope and envy and admiration and prejudice of the other knights, ascended to the throne as king. Meanwhile, here in Fairy Britain, Altria may still be unknown and unrecognized. But even so, she wields the staff of selection, and she was traveling across Britain on her own as the Child of Prophecy. So she's got the same name, the same face, and the same destiny. No way all that can be coincidence. Which means Altria Castor is this world's King Arthur. She's destined to be Britain's savior.
Britain's savior, huh? But why now? King Arthur saved Britain in the 5th century, but this is 2019. If she really is Britain's savior, shouldn't she have shown up in the distant past?
That's the question, isn't it? I'm not sure why her story is taking place now either. But I did overhear one interesting thing from some local fairies. Apparently, the Child of Prophecy is the reincarnation of Aesek, the savior, and was sent here to save Britain once again.
Okay. Would it be just pronounced Ace? It's AE, so like it's Acer, so it's a hard A. Then SC. Would it just be Ace? Would it just be Ace? Ace? As in the world tree from Norse mythology?
Yep, or at least it's the same name. See, once Morgan began ruling Britain, she officially named this period of time the era of the High Queen. And the timing lines up exactly when proper human history changed to AD. But while proper human history stopped in the year AD 2019, in this world, the year 2019 of the era of the High Queen is still unfolding. And the previous era, aka BC in proper human history terms, is called the Fey era. Furthermore, during the Fey era, there was apparently a fairy who saved Britain from the calamities countless times. Ace the Savior. Apparently, there are only a few fairies left who still remember her. Ector the Immortal, Grand Duke Wasteheat Rhyneck, Grimir the Sage, and Totorot. Totorot? I'm gonna go Totorot. The first knight. But they still speak of her legends in hushed tones. So if a savior showed up in this world before, that may mean Fairy Britain has the systems for such things. Something akin to the counterforce that the Isle itself uses to fight back when Britain is in danger. And if that's true, it would explain why Altria was only born now, in this time. Plus, we're going up against the High Queen freaking Morgan here. Who else but King Arthur would fight her?
A savior reborn.
Anyway, that took longer than I expected, but now we've gone over everything. I'm gonna make 2 suggestions. First, I think we should continue working with Altria Caster. While we don't necessarily have to destroy his lost belt, it does seem pretty clear that we'll need to face High Queen Morgan at some point. And when we do, having the Child of Prophecy on our side can only work to our advantage. The second, I think we should keep our goal, including Kaldia's whole deal, to ourselves. It's fine to tell her about proper human history. Hell, it'd be impossible to communicate if we didn't. But we shouldn't reveal that we've eliminated 5 other lost belts to date. I know it's not the most honest move, but sometimes not laying all your cards on the table is the way to go. Like I said before, there's something strange about this world, even for a lost belt. And there's still way too much we don't know. So until we have a much better understanding of what's going on here, I want to keep our goal at stopping Britain from disappearing. Wait, what? I want to keep our goal at stopping Britain from disappearing.
I don't know why that threw me off.
Even if we eventually end up having to fight it after saving it.
Okay, so we can't tell Altria about any of this then?
That's right. I'm sorry, Bear Draco. I know that won't be easy for you. But for what's worth, my intuition is telling me things aren't going to come to that. I have a feeling we're going to save Britain, stop this collapse from destroying our world, and go our separate ways with a smile, without ever having to do battle with Britain.
Ooh, Ancient team. Okay, so Casters and Berserker. Which means Riders up. I'm pretty sure everyone has figured out like what the challenge run is now. There's no like selection for like Bonsies, are there? I'm pretty sure I have hers. It's the Moppa selection, right? The Moppa selection. And hers should be the Fat Reindeer, which I'm pretty sure I have. Or not? Is she not at Bond 10? I thought she was at Bond 10. Oh, there it is. Fat Reindeer. Lamray Unit 2. Or the second. God, that's awful. Wait, what? Where's her? Are you supposed to like prioritize? I... Can't I unequip it? Where is it? There. Let's see how far this little challenge can get.
Morning, everyone. Hope you don't mind that I had breakfast before you. You've got to try this bread. It's so soft and yummy. Apparently, they make it from, oh, right, wheat.
Is using wheat for bread that unusual here?
Seems that way. Too bad, since they have some of the highest quality wheat I've ever seen, even compared to proper human history.
That's right. Da Vinci taught me how to make it. I had no idea you can use flour like that. All this time, I've practically been sitting on a gold mine. So, this fairy lives in this grand building, but he is ignorant of the true value of flour. It seems there are significant knowledge gaps between individual fairies. Or rather...
Yep, there are basically two types of fairies. Those who only superficially copy human civilization, and those who are interested in its inner workings. Most fairies are copiers who are satisfied just playing pretend. The thing about fairies is they can do anything without human technology, so they don't have to know how it works. You know how when cars get more reliable, there's less need for drivers to repair them? And so, over time, there are fewer drivers who know how their cars work? It's a lot like that. Whenever fairies feel like bread, they can just create some from their own magical energy. Easy peasy. But the bread they create is that way. Well, the bread that wow, the bread they create that way is just an imitation of bread they've had before, like it was 3D printed. Basically, fairies can't experience culture without some kind of originating data to work from. Even Mike here used to be a typical copier. It was only when I started working here that he began caring about the details.
It's true. I was a real dull fairy until I met Da Vinci. But now, every day is more fun than the last. I love being alive. Sure, I do love breathing. I used to think preserving humans was a waste of time, but not anymore. Lady Aurora was right. We need humans if we're going to enjoy our lives. If there's one thing humans are good at, it's making technology. They come up with all sorts of fascinating things you just don't see in nature. Sure, some of those things aren't fun or tasty like iron and gunpowder. But I've come to think of humans as our equals now. Heck, I'd even say I respect them. When the last owner left this pup to me, I thought it was going to be nothing but pain in the neck. But now, I know better. We need something to live for, something we want to do for our own sake, not just to fulfill our purpose. There's no way I'm ever going back to just plain old living again.
Well, there you have it. In general, fairies are really pure of heart. Or, to put it another way, really easily influenced.
That's not true, Da Vinci. It's all because of you. Not even Leora could ever got me to change my mind like this.
Okay, Mike. In that case, maybe you can learn how to say my name properly already?
What do you mean? I am saying it properly. Oh, right. I've also got a message for you guys from Oberon. He said to tell you to come to Salisbury Fields for an important learning experience.
Huh? A learning experience?
Sounds like we've got a job to do. Okay, what the? Okay, we're starting off strong, yes. This is gonna be the whole thing, isn't it? Don't want to use her cooldown thing. Oh yeah, 5 stars. You know, maybe, just maybe, I should have leveled up your skills if I was gonna do this challenge. Well, too late for that now, because I'm pretty sure I'm on money. Boy. 10%, come on. Okay, so we can Arch Chant it. Probably spread the damage so the AoE can actually kill. Oh my god, there's so much crit. Oh, don't wait for like a second. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Well, at least he hit like a noodle. Okay, so we can Arch Chant it. Get ready for the next wave. Oh, I should hit the 9k one. I should probably heal her. Since my cooldown so long. Hmm. I forgot it. Up her buster. That was real dumb of me. Lost a lot of damage to that. Buster change in this case? Alright. Let's go on this one. Oh. Okay, that's not too bad. Ooh, I enchant. Oh, didn't get like an overkill thing.
So that's how you're supposed to get rid of those pesky birds. I had no idea. I just kept asking them nicely if they would leave, but they wouldn't listen.
Fields are delicate things. At times, they require bolder tactics. But I also understand and respect your kind inclination to not hurt the birds if you don't have to. So it's just leaving a straw likeness of yourself in your field It will help to deter such behavior. This way, the birds will mistake that likeness for you, and start by attacking that. Which should buy you enough time to do, well, something.
Oh my, really? I never would have thought of that. Are you some kind of genius?
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to use scarecrows. Was Tristan always like that? Pretty much. He might seem like he's got his head on straight, but most of the time, it's actually up there, up in the clouds. Still, he can be the perfect knight, at least as long as he has someone to keep him on track. Anyway, the caveat that they're also fairy... the caveat that they're also fairy-made imitations of human society aside, what did you think of Salisbury's fields?
They're very spacious.
True. Regardless of how they got there, the fields themselves are genuine article. Apparently, agriculture has been a big deal up in North Britain for a long time now, but it was never too popular in the south. It wasn't until Aurora stepped in that Salisbury finally got serious about it. I've seen small fields back in my village, but I've never seen any so big and open before. I wonder why they weren't more popular up till now. Well, we always had to abandon them whenever the Moors showed up. There aren't many Moors in the north, though there was nothing stopping them from making fields up there. But here, in the south, we see Moors all the time, so the only ones who could venture outside the city are really strong fairies. The Fang clan apparently hold out for a little while by telling themselves that death and war are intertwined. But for weaker fairies like me without any astrology, general knowledge of other worlds, we can't even risk touching the Moors without putting ourselves at risk. And even if the Moors weren't a problem, we still have to remake the fields every 100 years anyways. You're talking about the calamities, aren't you? Are you scared of them too? Even though you all live forever? Of course we are. The only fairies who can survive a calamity are the ones allowed to live in Camelot. All the rest of us can do is suffer and disappear. There's not a fairy in all Britain who doesn't fear the calamities. I'm not even sure how much longer Lady Aurora can hold onto her glow. Not after what happened in Norwich. Make no mistake, now that a calamity has come for Norwich, Salisbury has to be next. And when it does, not even Lady Aurora will survive.
So what exactly do these calamities consist of?
I'm not sure. The calamities have always been undefined. Wow. It's said they take a different form every time they appear. Let's see, I think the last one was the calamity of resurrection, which erased all of Darlington. I don't even want to think about what kind of terrifying calamity we'll see next. Why do I have to be born now? Why couldn't my predecessors have held out just for 10 more years? No, never mind that. Why would the High Queen open up Camelot to all of us? If she would just let us weather the calamities for a year in Camelot, we'd never have to worry. I see. So, you also have grievances with the High Queen. You know, there have been anti-Queen movements popping up around the country. If you want to protest her decisions, maybe you could join one of those? Huh? No, I'm not that upset about it. Besides, I can't even imagine defying her. I might be afraid of calamities, but I'm even more afraid of the Queen's army. There's more to the Queen's power than just having enough magical energy to cover all of Britain, after all. She also has a troop of highly trained fairy soldiers, as well as knights under her protection who command them. Tristan of the Bewitched Bow, Gwaine of the Sun, and Lancelot, the Light of the Lake. As long as those 3 Tam Lin are around, nobody can hope to defy the Queen.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
I wonder why they're all so shocked.
Yay, I'm done all these missions. Alright. Next chapter. Another story chapter.
Emergency meeting, now! We talk about the 3 Tam Lin that have apparently been serving High Queen Morgan this whole time. Also, you already knew about them, Altria? Well, sure. Everyone in Fairy Britain does. Why? Are they a problem?
Oh yes. This is as shocking as Sir Belvedere when he first wakes up. Altria, can you please tell us everything you know about them?
Okay. I guess I can cover the basics easily enough. It's stuff every fairy in Britain knows. The 3 Tam Lin are fairies High Queen Morgan has bestowed with names from otherworldly knights. They're the most powerful beings in Fairy Britain, exceeded in magical energy only by the High Queen herself. They're also impervious to Moorish corruption, so they're the ones who handle them whenever a group of Moors showed up. Huh. Come to think of it, they're known as the Guardians of Britain, sworn to the service of the High Queen. The Knights of the Round Table.
A fairy round table.
Hey, no fair! I want to see that first! Huh? Why? Do you have some sort of attachment to the phrase round table or something? We are just talking about a circular table, right? Whoop! I don't see any way around it. We're just gonna have to tell her about what happened in proper human history. Altria, our world also has a version of Morgan. Though in our case, it was during the 5th century, about 1600 years ago. There was also a certain king who defeated her, thereby uniting Britain and ushering in an age of peace. That king was known as Arthur, but her true name was Altria Pendragon. Hey, that's my name. Quite a coincidence. It's not just a coincidence. You two are most likely the same person. What I'm about to say may shock you, but try not to freak out. In our world, you're Britain's great unifier, a king loved and respected by countless knights across the land. That's right, you were the ideal king, chosen by the Sword of Selection, and trained by Merlin himself. You did pretend to be a man during your reign, but aside from that, you were the picture of integrity. As King Arthur, you commanded many lords from all across Britain. Think of them as the equivalent of Fairy Britain's 6 clans. And from those lords, you chose the finest knights to be your knights of the Round Table, a group of warriors of no equal. In fact, full disclosure, Sir Tristan there is one of them. So from our perspective, knowing that the Knights of the Round Table serve Morgan here, it's like learning that a group of heroes you always looked up to are now working for the baddest of the bad guys. Can you blame us for being surprised? Are you listening to me, Altria?
Crap, she's so shocked she froze up.
Wow. I guess I really am the child prophecy then. Part of me always thought that maybe this was all just a big misunderstanding. But now, I'm a little more willing to believe it. I mean, Grandfather always said I was born at the same time as the staff selection. Maybe I really can do this after all. In fact, maybe I'll take a page from this Pendragon person's example and save all Britain too. Plus, we even have a Knight of the Round Table here. You know, when I first heard you share the name with that Tristan, I thought you must be a pretty bloodthirsty guy. But now I know you were actually a Knight of the Round Table yourself. That's so cool.
Well, I'm certainly glad to hear you speak so highly of me. What do you mean, bloodthirsty? Don't tell me that Tristan here is...
She's said to be the cruelest, most short-tempered, and wantonly violent of all the fairy knights of the Round Table. Her nicknames are the Fairy Killer and Tristan of the Bloody Heel. They say she's killed almost 400,000 fairies in the 100 years since she was appointed a Tamlin. But you're nothing like her, Tristan. Seeing as you fight beside Baron Draco, is kind of like, well, watching a flower dancing in a storm. You always maintain your composure and strive to be gallant and do your best, no matter what the circumstances. There aren't many people like that in Fairy Britain. So the fact that you are putting your trust in me, even though we're from different worlds, is really encouraging.
That's... yes. Indeed, that's how I try to conduct myself.
That said, I guess there really is more to being a Tamlin than just a title, huh? Hang on. You said that in your world. Tamlin Tristan was appointed 100 years ago, long after Tristan from proper human history. So, if this Tristan is the original, that would make the Tamlin an imitation. But that would mean... has Morgan known about proper human history for more than 100 years? Well, I wasn't planning to tell Altria about King Arthur like this. But I think we should still be fine. Plus, we got to find out about the Tamlin. Really, if we'd run into one of them without any foreknowledge, I think we might actually die from a shock. Anyway, while this Lost Bells Tristan and Gwaine may not look like the ones we know, the fact that they share a name must mean they have many of the same traits as well. So we expect Sir Tristan to use Failnaught, and Sir Lancelot to wield Ardite.
Speaking of Tristan, where'd he go anyway?
He's in Altria's room. Said he has something we want to talk to her about. The White Dragon who tried to destroy Britain back when it was still known as the Isle of Ancient Sacraments. Vortigern, the Cowardly King. The Fury of Britain, and the personification of its desire to reject the age of humanity. And then there was the avatar of the Red Dragon, born and raised in stark contrast to Vortigern. Altria Pendragon. The king who protected the people of Britain, preserved his kingdom, and established the human world. While fairies and sacrament may have faded away from Britain as a result, her efforts did succeed at preserving British culture and passing it on to later generations. Strength isn't what made King Altria king. She became king because she fought for Britain's future. That's also why her knights agreed to set aside their differences and join her at the round table.
That's right. We all saw hope in our king. She was always cool-headed in battle, fair and impartial in politics. And above all, she truly loved all Britain. Even with her small stature, she would face down enemies many times her size and strength without fear of injury.
She, sounds like a really amazing king.
Indeed she was. I have never known anyone braver, or more disciplined, or more proud. That said, even she didn't start out as a perfect king. After she drew the sword of selection, she trained with Merlin and Sir Kay day and night for years on end. And that's why you needn't try to rush things now, Altria. It's not a matter of you sharing a name with King Arthur. It's a matter of you sharing her vision. So please, have confidence in yourself. I know you can do this.
King Arthur. A truly accomplished version of me from another world. Man, that's amazing. She must have worked so hard.
Oh, 2AP. Story fight? No, I see my team. Weird. And suspicious.
I'm back! You should have seen You should have seen me out there, Mike. I somehow managed to complete 3 tough Oberon quests all in a row.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you'd be getting kind of desperate. Why don't you have an apple water on the house?
Thanks, Mike. That's so considerate of you. You're really getting the hang of this pub owner thing.
Aw, cut it out, Da Vinci. It's all thanks to you, my perfect angel. First, we arbitrated a dispute between Wind Fairy and Earth Fairy over who had the rights of sunlight on the main road. Okay. Then we had to run a safety check on all the mysterious items, which turned out to be a bunch of bouquets that had been sent to the head of the Wind Clan. And finally, we had to subdue an out-of-control Wind Fairy who had been unlucky in love for the past 30 years and wanted to have a romance with a human. Surprisingly, none of this was at all easy, but what does make completing them all the more satisfying. I was a little nervous at first, but everything worked out great. Oh, right. I almost forgot. You there, the human. Barrel Draco, was it? You got a guest up in your room, and trust me, she's not the kind of fairy you want to keep waiting.
I guess, to see Baron Draco.
Over.
So, this is a human bedroom, hmm? It's not so different from ours. No, that's not right. We wouldn't even have rooms like these if not for humans. Really, we're the ones who should be thanking them.
Pardon me?
So, you're back, human. You did well for the farm incident yesterday. As a wind fairy myself, you have my thanks.
No problem. So, is that all you wanted to say, or...?
We may have received word of your missing companion. Every human captured in South Britain is taken to a ranch out west, and a new human was brought there 3 days ago. It may be the one you've been searching for. If you wish to go rescue it, I'll arrange for a guide to show you the way. Tonight, I'll have a few soldiers stationed outside Salisbury. You are to rendezvous with them and finish your rescue before the night is over.
Hey! Hey, Stenu! Oh, Dunu? Yeah, slowly going through the story of Avalon. Man, it's a lot of text. But other than that, yeah, going pretty well. How's it going with you?
I also have a message for you from Lady Aura. She said, I hope you find your friend there.
Thanks, Coral.
Don't thank me. Thank Lady Aurora. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my post. I don't know what it is that brought you here. I know I'm in no position to offer advice. But you should know that the ranch belongs to the High Queen, and that it's very well guarded.
So that's the scoop. Whoa, that's super lucky. Congrats.
Wow! So when they said it'd take 2-3 days, I didn't expect them to actually come through that fast. Impressive.
So this human was brought in 3 days ago, huh? Then we don't have a moment to waste. I don't know what kind of facility this ranch is, but now is not the time for cowardice.
I agree. Oran might not be back yet, but seeing as we have a guide, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. So, what are you going to do, Altria? This matter really only concerns us, so we understand if you'd rather stay behind. I'd be glad to help. Plus, I'm dying to find out what the real Mash is like, since I inadvertently used her name for a while. And besides, I'm feeling a little more confident after these last few days. Be it infiltration, lockpicking, or brewing sleep potions, I'm sure I can handle it just fine now with my Merlin Macecraft.
Yeah, I know that feeling, man. Same thing happened to me when I rolled double Melusine at once. Did not get anything for a long time after that. Okay then, let's get going. It would seem these soldiers there are guards. Or guides. This is quite a surprise. I thought these soldiers would be fairies, not humans.
Oh yeah, most Salisbury soldiers are actually human.
Bark is a top tier waifu. Great artist, great personality.
They may not hold a candle to fairies when it comes to sheer combat ability, but they have no problem with using weapons, and above all, the Moors don't pose any immediate threat to them. So yeah, human soldiers are basically the fairies' Moors countermeasure. Most of the clans treat them as disposable tools, but Aurora seems sees the value in human soldiers, even appointing the more talented ones to serve as her personal guards. Remember the ones we saw protecting the great cathedral? The fact that they were so strong is proof that Aurora's given those humans various rights.
Altria?
Oh, I'm just a little nervous. I've never been around so many humans before. It doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, I'm obviously fine with you.
Quiet. They've noticed us too. Hey, you there! The suspicious looking ones. You the outsiders Coral told us about? I can't believe you actually showed up. Ugh, why now of all times? This is exactly the sort of pain in the ass I don't need. Oh well, if this is what Lady Aurora wants, then fine. Follow us. We'll show you the way to the ranch. Be warned, it's a 2 hour walk. So you better have everything ready before we get going. Do you? Yep. Thanks for showing us the way. Man, you guys are dressed up in the weirdest clothes I've ever seen. Lady Aurora sure does love her novelties, doesn't she?
Hmm, not very happy to see us, are they? They probably think of us as a bunch of annoying pests moving in on their beloved Lady Aurora. Even so, that doesn't change the fact that they're helping us. We should be grateful to them for that. Come on, Barrel Draco. I'm afraid we won't be able to talk for a while, but at least that should help us make good time.
We're here. This is the West Human Ranch. Human Ranch? That's right. We used to live here too. We were assigned to a horrific fairy who robbed us of everything we had, down to our dignity, before throwing us away like so much trash. Us stray humans had nowhere to go until Lady Aurora took us in. We became soldiers so that we could win the freedom Lady Aurora showed us was possible. We support overthrowing the Queen too. But we're nothing like the trendy rebel army who's counting on the so-called child prophecy to bail them out. Rebel army. I've heard of them mentioned before. Does that mean there's an anti-queen movement outside Salisbury too? Yep. The rebel army situated in the old castle ruins out east. They claim to want to free all of Britain, and they even have the gall to call themselves the Round Table. Still, they're definitely a force to be reckoned with. They're led by a human who actually survived against Lancelot in a joust in Camelot. Morgan herself offered him a reward, saying that he'd proved himself equal to a Tamlin. Let's see. I think his name was Percival. Percival of the White Light, the man who reached the limits of human ability. Morgan was so impressed with him that she commanded him to join her forces in Camelot, even though he's a human. But instead, he refused her command and formed a rebel army. Hey, that's enough! It's too dangerous to stay here any longer. If anyone sees us here, Lady Aurora's the ones who will pay the price. Let's just ditch these backwater fairies and head back to Salisbury already. I take it that means you guys were only here to show us the way? And that sneaking into the ranch and looking for our companion is entirely our job? You're damn right it is. Hell, you should be thanking us for taking you this far. The Wind Clan might be good at everything, but they don't have the right temperament for combat. If Morgan ever thinks they're rebelling against her, Lady Aurora is as good as dead, along with all Salisbury. Even knowing all that, Lady Aurora still asks us to help you. So you should listen to me. Whatever you do, don't you dare mention Salisbury if you get caught. Got that? You better not bite the hand that fed you. Not if you have any pride at all in being human.
Okay, let's discuss our next move. I just finished analyzing the ranch's interior structure. From what I could tell, there are 6 big factories in the middle of the complex, and about 30 smaller ones. I didn't sense any heat sources in the big factories, so those are probably shut down now. But the small factories have lots of heat signals. There seems to be about 60 humans inside. What do you think, Bell Draco? If we scale the castle walls, we could probably sneak inside without the guards spying us.
Are you mad about something?
Oh no, not at all. I was just concentrating on seeing what things are like inside. Now, let's forget about those whiners who ran off on us and focus on fighting MASH. You still have your connections to MASH through your contract, Bear Draco.
Oh, wait. I don't know why that threw me off.
You still have your connection to MASH through your contract, Bear Draco. Can you sense anything? If you can, that'd be the fastest and easiest way to find her.
Maybe? I'm not too sure. Or I'm not sure.
Then there are probably too many crossed lines to say sure. Honestly, I'm feeling the same thing. There are just way too many contracts going around Fairy Britain. Maybe whenever a fairy takes possession of the human, they form a bond that's similar to a servant contract. If I'm right about that, the only way we'll know whether Mess is here is if we see for ourselves. Tristan, do you think you can carry Bear Draco and Altria up the castle wall? Oh, don't worry about me. I'll get there with my roller skates.
Of course. It'll be the quietest and most graceful lyre work you'll ever see. Both of you, over here, please.
Then I'll lead the way. The western wall is the most lightly guarded here right now, so let's go in from there.
I don't see anyone else around. Altria, I assume those large factories you spoke of earlier are those complexes, and the small ones are those homes?
That's right. Humans kept at ranches like these are shipped out with their creativity intact. So they should be confined in houses rather than pens. Just ignore the large factories. We won't find MASH there. It's not birthing season yet, so there shouldn't be anything inside them.
Jesus Christ. Altria, behind you!
A surveillance familiar! It must have been disguised as a street lamp. I can't believe I messed up again. I'm sorry, everyone, but we need to take it out now before it calls in reinforcements.
And there they are. Street lamps. Oh, well. Endurance battle. Oh, that's why it's 2. So I just gotta wait out the time turns. Yeah, the Fae are horrific beings. Like, during the first couple of chapters, there was a slaughter for the right to own us. Yeah, that's my challenge for this Lost Belt. It's Artoria only. All Artoria, all the time. All Artoria and all their Bond Cs. Okay, so since this is the endurance contest, doesn't really matter what I do then, huh? I imagine this will finish in like 5 turns, probably. Damn it. Ooh, crit. Yeah. You have to do like some shenanigans, I think. Wait, can you? It's been a long time since I did prologue. I can't remember if you're allowed support servants. Or it's like story support. Yeah, just 3 turns. Yeah, if you wanted to solo that fight, you would need to like have an alt account with a weak servant like George or Leonidas as support. Just get them killed with the taunt. Ooh, another down node.
Damn it! They just keep coming! There must be a fairy close by, making more of them or something. Can you find them, Bear Draco? I do it myself, but I've got my hands full of these familiars.
Okay, Barrel Draco, stay calm and look closely. There! There's something hiding behind... Oh, well. There's something hiding in that building's shadow. You're correct. There's no sound at all coming from there. I suppose they think they've hidden themselves perfectly. But nothing can stand between my symphony and my enemy. How do you like your midsection cut into quarters? You! What are you people? Whatever you just did was neither human nor fairy. You're obviously not Moors, and you're not with the Round Table Army. Are you the child of prophecy, then? Ha ha! This is great! Things are finally going my way. I am Knight Grunt, no mere child of prophecy. Magecraft can never hope to match our High Queen. High Queen Morgan herself bestowed this armor upon me. It will take more than a few swings of a sword to shatter it.
Huh? Who's in there? Whoever they are, they're no ordinary fairy. Please be careful, everyone. I'm guessing this one's one of the Tamlin we heard about.
I don't think that's the case. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think soloing bosses actually isn't, or like bosses aren't really a challenge until like the sixth singularity. So it'll be a while until like things are actually difficult. Hmm. Might as well chain Santa altar. Wow, that didn't kill it. Hmm. Nice. Can I get a double crit? Nope. Yeah, I love critting the 10 and not the 50. Ooh. I can be. But I think I'm gonna save it. Pretty close to finish this fight. Nice, nice. Ooh. Full crit. This should kill it. Nice. Cool. Okay, so what I got here? Okay, Mana Burst. Alright. Maid Altar has 7% crit rate. Crit, please. Damn it. Oh, well, still broke the bar. Will like the crit, though. Ah, really? Damn you. Two guts. Ooh, boy. Oh dear. Shouldn't have a debuff removal. Okay. This should do like round 50, maybe? Nope, 30. Wow, dude, worse than I thought. Evade? Hmm. Okay. So I need to save up. Just keep reducing my NP, huh? Cycle? Oh, there's the wrong one. Seriously? Good got through without any kills. Or without any death. Oh. If you're still choosing that free 5-star, get Waver if you don't have him. Where goes our one? Anyways, yeah, Waver will provide Vargas with the attack up, defense up, NP drain in case he needs to survive. He just does so much work. And then like build up a Shakespeare too for like extra Buster stuff or Buster damage boost. And yeah, I think you'll be going. I can't believe it. A knight of Camelot falling to such insignificant whelps. There we go.
I did it! I really won! That Tamlin was super duper strong, but I still managed to beat him. And I couldn't have done it without all of you.
Oh, Waver also charges NP, so that's why he's also super helpful. I'm afraid that was almost certainly just an ordinary knight. For one thing, there was no Grant among the knights of the Round Table. And for another, look over there.
Oh crap. 3 more knights, each with the same incredible magical energy as the last one. And we were just barely matched for him alone. There's no way we could take on 3. Come on, Bear Draco, let's get out of here, now! What about MASH?
There! We're through the gates! Squads 1 and 3 will take out Morgan's soldiers from at the front. Squad 2, take control of the factories. Get our comrades out before they're disposed of. Reinforcements from the castle gates? Damn it! So the child of prophecy was just a decoy. First, well, we need to take back the gates. And be careful. These soldiers are from the Londinium rebel army. Don't underestimate them. Some of them are armed with iron weapons laced with Morse poison. Well now, I wasn't expecting reinforcements. That must be the rebel army we learned about earlier. Individually, they may not be as strong as fairies, but quantity is a quality all its own. At this point, it's only a matter of time until they defeat those 3 fairy knights.
So it would seem. Man, that was too close for comfort. Still, once the rebels are done with the fairies, we can't be sure they won't turn their swords on us. Come on, Bear Draco. Let's look for Mash while everyone's occupied. We should save making contact with the rebel army for after that. Can you show us where to go, Altria? Right, of course. Don't worry, I'm a great lockpicker. And besides, Da Vinci is right. We can't be sure the rebel army will see us as allies. Let's find Nash and get out of here before anyone else sees us.
Another endurance battle. Well, damn. I should have figured the locks on the Queen's own facilities would be really tough. Would be really tough nuts to crack. True, the Round Table Army did manage to open the other 29 houses in time it took us to open one. I can't even claim credit for this one, since the Round Table Army ended up opening it too.
Now, cheer up, Altria. I mean, as a tech genius myself, I definitely get how you feel. But the important thing is that all the humans being kept in these houses were freed. It's too bad we didn't find Nash, but that doesn't mean this was all a waste. At least now we know she wasn't captured. And really, isn't that way better?
Yeah, you're right. Wherever Mash is, I'm sure she's okay. Okay, everyone, this way, please. Don't worry, we have plenty of food and jackets to go around. We'll be on our way as soon as we've gotten everyone's names and checked you all for injuries. Also, if anyone knows about any other humans being kept here, please let us know. I can't believe it. It's an army of humans. An army of humans defeated the Queen's soldiers. And the rumors of the Round Table Army were true. We don't have to do what they say anymore.
We can go outside? Really? But the knights said the outside was so dangerous that humans would die instantly, and that we should stay here and study until we grow up. 2 years. 2 years since I last tried to go outside. I have to hurry back to Gloucester.
Gloucester?
I got separated from someone there. Someone I care about deeply. That poor child. I only hope she was able to get by without me.
I must say, I'm very impressed by this Round Table's army's leadership. They even took the knights they defeated into custody, sparing their lives instead of killing them. They are a properly disciplined army, not a lawless mob of killers. So it was Percival, the strongest of all human knights, who formed the Round Table Army. How this gladdens me. Well, I'm sure he isn't the same Sir Percival I knew. This other one is certainly doing his namesake proud. Oh, it's you guys. Thanks for your assistance earlier. It was a big help. We've been investigating this ranch closely for the past few months, so we knew that security would be lightest today, but we definitely didn't know we wouldn't be the only ones making a move. It was especially surprising to see just the 4 of you manage to take out one of Morgan's knights. We were prepared to lose up to 20% of our soldiers, but thanks to you guys, we got off with no more than a handful of casualties. So which city's rebel army are you from? I don't think I've seen you around the south before. Are you from the north then? I'd heard there was some trouble up in Sheffield. Maybe that's where you're from? Altria?
I'm sorry. Are you people really?
Oh, I see. I forget that we're still the only ones who don't distinguish between fairies and humans in our head counts. Sorry if I offended you when I counted you all four of you the same.
Oh, no, that's quite alright. Is everyone in the Round Table Army like you?
Haha, I don't know about that. We all have our own goals and our own ways of thinking. But one thing we have in common is our faith in our commander. We all agree that Percival's ideals are worth fighting for. He's always talking about how the Child of Prophecy will appear one day, and how he wants to assemble as many like-minded allies as he can in the meantime. He says that way, when the Child of Prophecy finally does appear, there'll be a firm anti-Queen foundation in place to help take some of the heavy burden off their shoulders. But enough yammering for me. It looks like they're done with roll call, so we're going to start escorting these people to Londinium. Want to come with us? We're always looking for more strong warriors like yourselves. We would, but there's something else we have to do first.
That's right. We really appreciate the invitation, but we're actually trying to find a missing person right now.
Gotcha. Well, that's too bad. But I understand. You all take care then. Hope you're able to find this missing person of yours soon.
I guess that's it. That's that then. But you made the right call, Bear Draco. Honestly, I'm impressed you were able to turn him down.
Well, I could tell Altria wasn't too keen on it, so... While I would like to learn more about this Round Table Army, fighting MASH absolutely comes first. It's just not the right time to join forces with them yet.
Exactly. I knew one of the original Knights of the Round Table would understand. You're a real gentleman's gentleman.
Huh. Well, I am Tristan, child of sadness, not a knight who lives and dies on chivalry alone. That said, if Sir Belvedere were here too, I may have been forced to make a difficult decision. Bro, Draco, get back! Uh-oh.
So, you attacked when security was at its lightest, huh? Views of you, I'll give you that. But I won't win you the day. That's exactly the pathetic sort of conviction I expect from humans. If you see they're going to scuttle around in the shadows, you can't complain if you end up crushed under someone's boot. What's going on with this magical energy signal? I can't even get a reading on it.
Fire just took out most of the Round Table Army. Squad 2! Squad 3! Are you alright? Damn it! How many soldiers did we just lose? Are we the only ones who survived? That wall of flame. It can't be.
So few yet live. That flame would have consumed you all if we had been in an open field. But this ranch belongs to High Queen Morgan herself. I can't raze it to the ground. So I'll crush the rest of you with my own horns. Go on, humans. Try to fight back. Show me you're truly brave, and I'll be merciful. Show me you are cowards, and you'll have nothing from me.
This can't be happening. What's she doing here? That gray sword, reason, black flame, silver white armor, fairy eating black dogs. It's Tamlin Gwaine. Why is the high queen why is the queen's right hand woman here?
You.
Ooh.
If you refuse to take up your swords, then you aren't worthy to cross horns with me.
We've captured all the escaped humans, Lady Gwaine. Soon, we'll soon have the rest of these thieves captured as well. It'll be easy. We have 3 fairies for every human.
No need for that. They're my quarry. I'll handle this myself.
I felt the same power from Gwaine in the Holy City.
You too, huh? I thought you'd be different from other humans, but it seems I was wrong. You're just like any other livestock in Fairy Britain. Bristly meat like yours won't even make a decent snack. Don't bother telling me who you are. I couldn't care less. The High Queen's told me all about you, boy. You must be the master from proper human history. Oh, spare me the surprise. The High Queen has told the Tamlin about the outside world you call proper human history. She also commanded us to capture you alive if the opportunity presented itself. Capture you, huh? How unlike her. Listen well, you shameless intruders. You uppity primates have a lot of nerve barging into the Fairy Britain like you own it. Tell me, in your world, it's considered courteous to welcome visitors from afar, right? Very well then, take up your swords and I'll give you all the welcome you want. I am Gwaine, Knight of the Fairy Round Table, sworn to protect Britain. Now, with the names bestowed upon me by the High Queen, I shall destroy you without mercy.
Oh boy. Let's get Archoria here.
Actually, I think I can't afford to put anything else on her. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's see Bargus handle the power of the true King of England. Or Britain. Never mind, I guess we're gonna die. Foul weather, gain resistance to all attacks. Change affinity. Attack affinity will be the same as Berserker. And increase attack when enemy defeated. Apply target focus to single enemy at the end of each turn. Ooh, boy. So I imagine we can't do damage. Oh, right. This Artorias doesn't have 10, 10, 10. Because she's still a newbie. Well, F. I just waste all my, my skills.
運命ですから
Ah, she probably say that. Crap.
の楽しみですもちろんえいと
Oh, I did the damage. Okay, never mind.
ここで
Wait, what? My command spell!
この剣にかけて
Oh, that's bad. My buffs! Really? That's super rare.
無駄打ちはしませんホールドアップ望まれることを望まれたようにそれはいつか来る兆しの星誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょうアラウンドスカイバーンスイミング華麗あまりにも華麗小柱とキレエススカイバーンシビアン
Yeah, I...
ねえ
This is gonna take a while to get that break bar. Which I think it's gonna end next turn. Damn, we only had Arse card that last turn.
もちろん負けないぞロックオンもちろんここでシュッシュッシュッえい私に
Holy moly, that's a lot of defense down. Oh wow, that's removed all of them. Okay, I don't know how long I need to survive for, but I'm out of command spells. She removes buffs every time she hits.
望まれることを望まれたようもちろんそれはいつか来る兆しの星誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなた
Oh wow, that's a good one.
アラウンドスカイバーンスイミングの時間です勝利の天スカイバーン話にならんここで
I wonder if I have to wait for like Kurt to NP.
無駄打ちはしません
Because that's usually one condition to end the fight.
もちろんロックオン遠慮はしませんともえいこの剣にかけて逃げろ
Oofa doofa.
眠いな
Man, I'm just not getting a good draw.
逃がしはしない
Save it for next turn, I feel like, because of the play there.
もちろんお任せロックオンここで取ったえいそこだ
Okay, I was wrong. I was so wrong. Okay, let's see if we can even survive this turn.
待っていろすぐに片付けるやります
Like, that's the mystery here.
れはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。チェイルブレイカー。
Okay, yeah, we had to wait for her to MP. So I was actually making things worse by using Squirtoria's MP. Because that drains her charge every time.
No, not yet. I can't give up yet.
Stay with me, Bear Draco. Oh no, he's seriously drained. I don't know how she's doing it, but that Tim Lin is somehow eating his command spells. I've never felt feedback quite like this before. It's still completely pathetic, but there's something more to it. You there, that look. It's not fear or despair. Is that hatred? Good. You figured out that much at least. It's been a while, hasn't it? I could have gone my entire life without seeing you again, and been happy. Oh well.
You know her, Altria?
I don't know you. I don't remember ever seeing a pipsqueak like you before. Are you sure some weed I stepped on? Are you some weed I stepped on or something? Either way, don't talk to me again until you've grown more. It's a little pain in the neck looking down to talk to you. Not that a runt like you's likely to do much growing. Why, you... But enough talk. You intruders will get no mercy from me. I have no more time to waste on you. Die now, humans and servants alike. A bowstring?
Indeed. A bewitched, unbreakable bowstring I can wield however I wish, to be more specific. You'll never be able to get past it, no matter how strong you are.
So it would seem. Is this one of the Wing Clan's threads? I'm surprised there were still any left. But so what? You don't actually think you can defeat me with this, do you?
Defeat you? No. Detain you? Yes. Da Vinci, Altria, take Barrel Draco and get him out of here. Out of this town. I'll hold Gwen here and ensure she doesn't come after you.
You got it. Honestly, it's not gonna be easy, but I'll make sure he makes it out here, no matter what. Come on, Barrel Draco. I'll carry you in my mechanical arms. Stand up, Altria. I'll carry you too if I could. I'd carry you too if I could, but I'm afraid I just can't. Huh? But what about you, Tristan?
Don't worry about me. It would seem this is where I die.
Huh? You're not serious, right? You can't just throw your life away like that. Besides, you're too injured to.
It's alright. Besides, this isn't the first time I've faced down Sir Gawain like this. Besides, I've already thought of a trump card I can use against her. If it all works out, I should be able to catch up to you soon enough. That said, I'm afraid I can't use it with all you here. Go, my king. Please, hurry. You're still at the beginning of your journey.
Okay, I'm ready. Come on, follow me. If you can't keep up, I'm going to leave you behind. You get that? Right? Let me guess. You decided to sacrifice yourself to let your companions escape.
Oh, come now. That should have gone without saying. You really are Sir Gawain. Your body is strong and hard as a rock. But then, so is your head.
Tell me something. Are all servants like you? Pawns who are willing to throw their lives away for their master because they neither fear death nor know what it truly is to live? To truly live?
I don't know I'd put it that way. Even servants hope to avoid death. In fact, I say we fear death even more than we did when we were alive. For we who are experienced know all too well how miraculous it is to be summoned. We know that this opportunity will never come again. We know how rare it is to be granted dreams even after death. Most of all, we know what dying feels like. We know how painful, how bitter, how sad it can be. You may think that we can bear it because we've experienced it before, but you would be wrong. Death is something a living thing can only bear once. To suffer the pain of my own death over and over, or to make others grieve my passing several times, is simply more than I can take. If I may confide, I'm hoping you will let me escape with my life. Whether you live or die here is entirely up to you. The only one I mean to kill is your master. If you're willing to stand down, I'm willing to let you go. It would be a shame to waste this impressive technique of yours. Even if your master were dead, you could still live a good life here in Fairy Britain. No, Tamlin Gawain, I could not. That is why I am going to stop you. It is the least I can do to repay the debt I owe to the one who trusted in my knighthood, even when I was fighting against him in a moment of weakness. I know nothing of your life or circumstances, and I confess I don't care a whit about your idea of justice. My only interest is in using this life of mine for the one I love, no matter what it takes.
You tied my whole body up with string? When did you do that? But so what? If you think a mere human can hold me down, you're... What is this? How is this even possible? How did you put these strings all over town without any magical energy? I never even saw you move your hands.
Indeed, these restraints rely on weight, not strength. The mass of this very town, the accumulation of human technology, is what holds you in place. Thanks to our earlier battle, I know very well how strong you are, and I know you cannot break these restraints with brute force alone. I may no longer have the fingers on my right hand, but I still have my mouth. Now, otherworldly knight, prepare to face the full force of my airstrike.
What? You say it's lowly human technology that holds me in place? That does it. You deserve to die a miserable death after all, servant. I am going to dash any hopes you had of this pathetic trick working.
反人類史何する者ぞ。賠償軟弱凶暴なり我が剣の死ににもなれて。
Are you hurt, Lei Gwen? And what are we going to do about the ranch?
Don't worry about it. I'll take full responsibility when reporting to Her Majesty. Now, gather all of our fastest runners and go after that human servants who managed to escape. You should be able to catch up to them much quicker than me right now. I'll join afterward. Don't worry, I'm not just saying it, like that A at night did a moment ago. Once you catch up, surround and restrain them, but don't kill them until I get there.
Yes, Lei Gwen. Consider it done.
That hurt more than I expected. My whole body is still a little numb. I should have asked that man's name. He deserved that much before I killed him. Hold on. What was that whinny? What? What was that sound? Sorry, I'll explain later. Right now, we need to get away from the fairies chasing us. Can you stand? Can you run? Okay, I'm gonna put you down then. Now run for it! How can Earth Clan fairies be so fast? They're almost on us, Da Vinci. Damn it! And after Tristan managed to buy us some time. But what can we do? There's nowhere to hide out. Huh? What's that sound?
Oh, good, I made it. I heard you guys were in trouble, so I figured, hey, Fairy King Oberon, to the rescue! You guys know what carriages are, right? Great, then get in. I'll catch you all up later.
Huh? A carriage? As in, a carriage? The kind that only clan heads are allowed to use?
Hello, Red Hair. That's right. Tools that exploit animals are prohibited by British law. But there are some fairies out there who voluntarily provide such labor themselves. My name is Redrabit. The Fey Horse. I'm a Fang clan fairy who's always been fascinated with carriage culture. I usually serve Lady Aurora, but just this once, I agreed to serve Lord Oberon as well. Something tells me this is fate at work. So why not sit back and see how great a carriage ride can be? Red Rabbit?
There's a whole lot I'd like to comment on here, but for now, I'll just say great timing, Oberon. Come on, guys, get on. Those soldiers will never catch us now. Clever of them. Do you know who that carriage belongs to?
No, my lady. One of our soldiers used to build carriages, but he said he didn't recognize the design. He thinks one of the clans must have made it without the Kai Queen's permission. I'm so sorry we couldn't be of more help.
No matter. Call the soldiers back. We're returning to Camelot.
Are you sure, my lady?
I don't have time to go around chasing after rats. No, scratch that. They're not even rats. Bryn is the High Queen's garden, and no garden is entirely free of pests. I just let my temper get the better of me this time. Next time we meet, I'll grind them beneath my boot. Assuming I ever do meet them again, of course. We have someone much better at squashing bugs in any case.
Oh, you mean Fair Lancelot, the strongest Tamlin in all of Britain. She'll crush those bugs in no time, no matter where they try to hide.
Why are you talking about Lady Lancelot for Lady Gwen, you idiot? Have you got a death wish?
Forgive me, Lady Gwen. I meant no disrespect. You are, of course, the strongest of the Tamlet.
It's alright. You're correct. She is the strongest. But watch your tongue next time. She's not the strongest of the Tamlin. She's the strongest creature in all Fey Bryn. She isn't even on the same category as us. Do remember that.
Yes, my lady. I'll never forget it again.
Good. Now bring the captured humans here so I can deal with them before we leave. Please, wait. You got it all wrong. This wasn't our fault. Those soldiers opened our doors without asking. I told them we didn't want to go out. We didn't want to go. Please, don't kill me. I'll never hope for freedom again. I still have 10 years left. Doesn't that make me a valuable slave? Please, just spare my... God! Know your place, dog. Any human who so much as thinks about running away is worthless, even as a slave. This new form suits you much better. By the time I'm done breaking you in, maybe you'll be ready to rejoin your fellow human slaves.
Jeez. Boy. This is gonna be a tough lost belt with my challenge run. And that took like 40 minutes for that one notch. Oh boy. So I'm gonna call it a day there. It's getting late for me. So thank you everyone who joined me today. I'll see you all next time. I really gotta start doing this on weekends because this is gonna take freaking forever. I'm only on like section 3 still. Oh, my fragment 2. So we're almost at section 3. Cool. But knowing how long fragments go, that's gonna take like another half hour. So until next time. Bye bye.